Hello all, Stacy the Blackfeather Intuitive, and welcome to Divinely Decked Tarot and Oracle Reviews done Stacy style. And today I'm excited to share with you a lot box that I got from eBay, another deck from that lot box. And I have not seen it yet, and I'm really excited to, kind of see the imagery and figure out if it's going to be my jam or not so much. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so today we are exploring a deck called Dancing in the Dark Tarot. This is a Lo Scarabeo deck, and I believe this is a vintage deck. This particular lot box that I got, they're all either out of print or vintage, and I think there's only one out of print. So let's take a look. First of all, it comes in, the tuck box, the cigarette box, not my favorite, but that's often the case for the Lo Scarabeo decks. It comes with a book here, a little guidebook. Let's see if it's in, multiple languages, as it usually is. Okay, so we're seeing some English here. Yep, and then we've got Italian, probably French, and Spanish is my bet. Interesting. So very typical for a Lo Scarabeo. No worries there. Gianfranco Pereno. Okay, so this is the artist. And of course, we have a title card here. This feels very much like a little bit thicker than a US Games cardstock. It is on the shinier side, but it's not super shiny. I love the backs of these. Take a look. So they're not 100% reversible simply because we've got this lighter corner and a darker corner here, and it's not the same when you reverse it. But if you don't pay attention too much, you'll be okay. Also, we have this little rider on a horse in the center of the card. But if you don't look too closely, I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. I don't read reversals, so it's never an issue for me. I love how ornate this is, and that we've got these beautiful rusts and oranges with a hint of the yellowy gold. And then we've got all of this beautiful red that is kind of popping up. Red from the dark. All right, let's check this out. Okay, so we're starting with the Fool card, and the Fool already has some nudity. So just forgive me here for a second while I cover that up. And you can get a sense of what the deck looks like, or what the card looks like without that. And sorry, you're going to get some cat hair in the mix, but so be it. Loving this Fool card, especially because we've got this beautiful bright orange moon. Reminds me of those super moons when they are so close to the earth. They just look ginormous. And it makes sense that she is leaping off in this graceful sort of ballerina pirouetted kind of way. I'm always kind of envious of that because I got 2 left feet and I'm not very coordinated. So when somebody is doing something in a graceful way, I'm like, oh, I wish I could be graceful when I'm fooling. And here we have her beautiful companion. We have a wolf, a beautiful white wolf, who is baying at the moon, howling. And in her feet, it's not in her toes, it's just kind of in the air, but it looks like it's kind of like her foot's holding it, is the beautiful white rose. So it's definitely a nod to the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, which I love. These cards are not gilded, by the way. They are bordered, as you can see. But the border feels like it's part of the design, so I'm not mad at it. Let's see what we got here. So we've got the Magician, and we've got all 4 of the elements, plus the traditional infinity sign above him. Here we have the High Priestess, number 2. She's holding a sign that says Torah. She's got the moon. The moon is not above her. The moon is at her feet, which I think is interesting. She owns the moon. She rules the moon, or she is the ruler with the moon. I'm liking that. And we have pillars, but the pillars don't go all the way up. The pillars are there as a conduit for her, not for everyone and everything. They're there for her. Here we have the Empress. Beautiful. Oh, I love that. We've got kind of a minimalistic look here. So black background, and then the figure is the focus. I think Scottish a little bit. Scottish here with the Emperor. Probably because this looks a little plaid, although it's not really plaid at all. But, you know, there's the mind of Stacy. Here we have the Hierophant. Notice his pillars go up higher. And I feel like that is very fitting when you're dealing with the Hierophant energy, ritual and routine. The High Priestess has adapted. She adapts based on what's going on. The Hierophant is about the ritual, the tradition, the routine of things. So those spires are going to be higher because he doesn't change them. You know, the only way they're coming down is if there's an act of God. 6, the Lovers, beautiful. So here we have dancers again. You know, this kind of puts me a little bit in mind of the True Black Tarot. A similar energy to it, you know, the dark background, the focus on the singular figure. You know, I bet this came out before the True Black. Maybe it was even inspired. Maybe the True Black was inspired by that. Let me just see if there's a publishing date in the book. No, there isn't. Let's see if it's on the back. Oh, here we go. Printed in February of 2021. So yeah, I'd have to kind of take a look. I think the True Black Tarot came out after that. Not saying that True Black copied, just saying it was probably inspired by, or it's putting me in mind of this. It's very, very cool. So here we have the Chariot. The Chariot is wearing a mask. Here we have the Strength card, the girl and her lion. The Hermit, beautiful. We're seeing his feet. Deeply personal, intimate journey. Oh, I love this. So we're seeing the face of a man or an angel, the face of the bird, the eagle or the falcon, the face of the lion, the face of the goat or the ram. That's really cool. Justice, Lady Justice, loving the colors that are used. Again, minimalistic. So you're seeing a similar color palette, and then there are 1 or 2 colors that are stepping out or standing out. Here we have the Death card, very interesting. The crown has fallen. Long live the king. So the king is dead. Long live the king. Temperance, beautiful. Loving this, like the sun getting ready to crest over the hill or over the mountain. It's portending things to come. The Devil card, I'm going to skip through that real quick because of the nudity. Oh my God, we have more nudity. Here we have the Tower card. Let me just do that. The Tower card. So here we are seeing, it's like the hints of the tower. We see the lightning, we see the crown. So it's almost like an impression of something that has been destroyed, something that's coming down. Here we have the Star card, beautiful. The Moon. Oh, I love that it's a Dalmatian. A Dalmatian, a wolf. We have a lobster here, and then we have this beautiful woman wearing kind of a butterfly earring. And we have water coming down. Here's the Sun card. Interesting interpretation on the original. Here we have Judgment. Interesting. Some of them have their heads down and some of them have their heads up. So some are answering the call and some are not. Oh, more nudity. There's the World. Let's take a look at the Ace. Interesting that we have yellow and red falling into the ocean of our emotions. So yellow is the solar plexus chakra, red is the root chakra. So we're dealing with identity, mastery, personal power, co-creation. We're dealing with our resources. Do we feel safe? Do we feel secure? Are we stable? Do we have the things that we need? And 2 of Cups, beautiful. So that's soulmate energy, souls coming together for a singular purpose. 3 of Cups, celebration, joy, having fun, laughter, connection, community. Four of Cups, despondency, delay, disapproval, disappointment. Also, this is a card that can indicate that you're needing time to integrate. So don't push this away. Don't be disappointed if you don't feel like things have worked out, in the way that you want them to, because they've worked out the way that they needed to. Five of Cups, grief, loss. I like that this figure is actually looking at what is to come. He sees the hope. So he doesn't feel as despondent or as lost or as racked with grief as we can see in other depictions. Here we have the Six of Cups. So romance is what I'm feeling here. I normally don't read Six of Cups as a romance card. I see it as, connecting to the past, nostalgia, sometimes getting stuck in the past. But this feels like romance to me. Seven of Cups, the illusion, the dreams, the choices. Yeah, he looks really confused. Oh, God, like, how am I going to make this choice? How do I choose? Eight of Cups, letting go, walking away, walking into something else, something new, being prepared to go into something new, craving it. And here's the eclipse, the sun and the moon getting ready to eclipse themselves or eclipse one another. Nine of Cups. So the wealthy merchant, sometimes the greedy merchant, depending on how you want to look at it, wishes fulfilled. I like that he's drinking a glass of wine. 10 of Cups. So an ideal outcome. You guys, if you've watched me long enough, you know that I don't always agree with the fact that they always show like the happy family as the ideal outcome. So just use it as the concept, of what an ideal outcome would be. But that's in essence what it is. And I love that the cups are kind of formulating this. It feels like fireworks in the sky, but it also looks a little bit like a sunrise or a sunset that is about to take place. It's like a sun coming up. I think that's really cool. Here we have the Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Notice how they don't have the names of the archetypes on here. I think that's great. Here we have the Queen of Cups. They have numbers, so if you get stuck, you can kind of follow the number. But I like that they don't have the names on here, so you can really just get a feel for the imagery. The King of Cups. Wow, interesting. That fish is coming right up out of the water to connect. Hey, look at me. I'm here. Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. Two of Pentacles. Yes, life is a balancing act. You're juggling all the time. And the ocean of emotion plays a part in that. A Three of Pentacles. Collaboration. Paying attention to the details as well, learning something from the ground up. Four of Pentacles. So he looks very pensive here. Yes, he is protecting what he's got, but he doesn't look angry or anguished or concerned. He's just out and about in the world, and he's just hanging on to what he's got. Five of Pentacles. So we've got, the wounded individuals who are feeling left out, the outsider, lost in the dark, lost in the cold, abandonment happening. And we're seeing all of this black and white. Sorry about that. All of this black and white. And the color is that if they were to just look up, they would see where the help can come from. They would be ready for help and that assistance. So they go for it. That's the universe saying sometimes, you can ask for the help, but if the help comes to you and it comes to you in a form that you're not anticipating, and you keep saying no to it, then you can't blame the angels for not sending you the help, because you did. You got to help yourself. Six of Pentacles, generosity, reciprocity, reinvestment or investing in someone or something. This guy looks a little high on his horse. It looks like there would be strings attached here, or judgment. Seven of Pentacles. So this is reaping the rewards. The harvest is in. And he's reaping the rewards. He's looking a little like, wow, this is a lot of work. I wasn't anticipating, I'm glad that my ships come in. I'm glad that this is all here. But wow, this is a lot of work, and I don't really know if I'm ready for that work or not. Wow, you are a bull in a china shop today, sir. Eight of Pentacles. So this is like that Virgo card. It's perfecting your craft. It's higher education, higher wisdom, higher learning, creating things. It's mastery, mastering your craft. And here he's putting up all of the, the different pentacles. He's on his way to harvest the grapes. I've learned how to do all the things and the stuff that need doing and thinging and stuffing. And I'm happy to share that with you now. It is a card that indicates a level of generosity, but it's generosity because you understand the stakes in the game. It's because you understand, hey, stop. It's because you understand what it took, the effort and the perseverance and the practice that it took you to get to where you're at. Here we have the 10 of Pentacles, that legacy card. And again, we've got the Dalmatians. I think that's so cute. This guy reminds me a little bit of Leonardo DiCaprio. Here we've got the 2 of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. And I love that we have trillium flowers here, as well as lilies. So there's a little bit of death in here, but the death brings new life. There's purity of heart, purity of spirit. Here we have the Knight of Pentacles, not in motion. Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. She's looking down. She's all red. So she's very much secure in her resources, secure in herself. Interesting that she's got rams, Aries. It's not an Aries card at all, but there are some Aries figurines here that are being shown. She's got a tree above her that shows kind of her earthly energy. And we've got some Celtic symbolism here. In the, I want to say in her enlightenment crown. She has been enlightened, but it's grounded. It's grounded in the earthly realm. King of Pentacles. So here we are seeing, sort of the older businessman who doesn't owe anybody a thing, who's sitting in his gold throne and just kind of looking out over everything. But he's in shadow. He's in the dark. The light comes from the gold, and it feels like golden calves. So feeling like they're kind of speaking here to somebody who may be too attached to the material and not really experiencing what life is really all about. Also, we've got these black and red grapes. It makes me think of the black and red in playing cards, gambling, things of that nature. I don't know why I'm getting that, but that's what I'm getting. Here we have the Ace of Wands, beautiful. 2 of Wands, that direction. So we're seeing his face. We're not seeing the back of him. He makes me think a little bit of a train conductor. And he's standing on the world, which I think is interesting. Here we have the 3 of Wands. So traditional, back to us, looking out at all of the ships that he has sent out to bring in his abundance and his prosperity. Here we have the graduation, that 4 of Wands energy. 5 of Wands, scattered energy, training up, practicing, learning, so that there is focus when the time is right. 6 of Wands, victory, taking his victory lap. And it's interesting, we don't have any other figures in the card itself, just the horse and the rider and the red, pulling out the red carpet for the victor. 7 of Wands, learning how to defend oneself, being prepared to defend oneself, but not really feeling like you have to. It's more like showing off that you can. And sometimes that's all that's required. Sometimes you get people who are going to test the waters, but when you test back or when you show them, yeah, this is not going to be an easy fight, they back off. 8 of Wands, swift release. 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior, issues of control, being exhausted, resilience. 10 of Wands, rewards and the burdens that go with them. So the red and the black is interesting, that the striped shirt, because the red is that resource. Okay, he's got all the things that he needs. But that black, it's almost like there's always a barrier to it, or there's, he has to kind of jump through an extra hoop. It's not smooth and free. It's there's work, there's effort. He takes one step and then he's got an obstacle that he has to overcome. Then he takes another step and then there's an obstacle. And it makes sense. This poor guy is holding all these, these wands, and he can barely see in front of him. But he's still moving. He's still moving ahead. Page of Wands makes me think of a vampire. Knight of Wands. She's moving full speed ahead. Queen of Wands. Oh, she's beautiful. Interesting that the crown is above her head, but she's not actually wearing it. That's kind of interesting. Almost like she hasn't fully embraced it yet. She's ready, but not quite has taken it on. King of Wands energy. So that entrepreneurial energy. Again, he's not wearing the crown either. It's above him. He's about to step into that energy, but he's very prepared. Ace of Swords, beautiful. Two of Swords, oh yes, very traditional. Three of Swords, traditional to the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. Four of Swords, yes. Interesting though, this warrior is looking at us, looking in our direction. Five of Swords, yeah, was it worth it? You lost your shirt, but you got those swords. How are you going to take them all home with you now? You don't even have a shirt to wrap them up in. Six of Swords. Interesting that it's like cracked glass, leathery, showing that the journey is not without cost. The journey is not without its hindrances. Seven of Swords. Okay, so we've definitely got somebody who's trying to steal some things, and he's not very smart about it because he's holding them blades first. Cutting his hands. He's got to leave two behind because he just doesn't have the space or the capacity or the room to bring the rest. And it kind of makes you wonder, what is he thinking? Maybe this wasn't well thought out. Eight of Swords. So this is interesting. She's definitely bound. It's that entrapment. But she's looking behind her. She's trying to figure out a way to get out of the trap. So she doesn't feel, to me, like she's scared or like she's hopeless or really like super fearful. It's more like, oh, okay, you're going to do this to me? Well, watch, I'm going to figure out a way out of it. So this is some determination that's happening here. Nine of Swords. Yeah, lots of anxiety. And the anxiety is coming from the head. It's like the red is represented covering the crown, not feeling like she's got the things that she needs. She's not rooted. She's stuck in her head. Interesting. So 10 of Swords, definitely traditional. This guy, it's dead, done, gone, and over with. It's time for something new. But we are seeing that there is new on the horizon. Page of Swords, ready to go, ready to fight. Knight of Swords, heading in the opposite direction, fully clothed, fully armored, going into the storm. Queen of Swords. So typically boundaries, I feel like this is more about thoughtful ruling, thoughtful rulership, thoughtful leadership. And here we have the King. King of Swords. Also very thoughtful. Not particularly worried about anything. He's holding the sword. He's like, listen, I'm ready to go if you are, but we don't need to do that. Let's just allow things to unfold organically. So definitely feeling that energy. Okay, so in true Stacey style, we're going to shuffle these bad boys up. And let's just sort of see how this deck wants to work with you, if you want to work with it. All right, very cool. We got 10 of Cups. So this is a deck that I feel is going to help you to really identify what your actual desired outcome is. And I feel like this deck is going to kind of surprise you a little bit. It's going to get right to the heart of the matter, and what you think your ideal outcome is and what your ideal outcome is might surprise you. It might be two different things. I also feel like this deck is going to give guidance and information with class. There's going to be no mistaking what it's trying to convey to you, but it's doing it with class. So no question. You don't have to question what's going on, but you also don't have to feel like you're being tortured. You know what I mean? And sometimes there are some decks that do that, where it gives you the information and it's like, okay, you didn't need to beat me over the head with it. I got the message the first time. This, I feel, is saying, okay, yeah, you're in this predicament, you're having this difficulty or this trouble. Yes, this is what you're challenged with, but there's a way that you're going to be able to get out of it. There's a way that you're going to be able to, finesse this with class. And yeah, it's a lesson you got to learn. It's something that on the other side of it, you're going to be glad you know, but you're going to do it in style. And I feel like, we can't ask for anything more or better than that. So that is our divinely decked review of Dancing in the Dark Tarot. And it is by Gianfranco Pereno. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Mr. Neo decided that he needed to be a part of your reading and a part of the energy of the cards. So, like, subscribe, click the bell, you know what to do. Until I see you for another deck review or an episode of Black Feather Couture, Divining a VIP Life, sending you lots of love and lots of support. We will see you guys on the flip side. And transfer. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to connect with you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. And feel free to follow me on Blue Sky for even more content every single day. Can't wait to see you guys next week for another installment of Black Feather Couture, Divining the VIP Life.